Friends, in this section, we are going to deal with the major sucking complex pest seen attacking on cotton crop. There are several sucking complex pests being seen attacking on the cotton crop, of which we are going to deal with few of the major ones. The first of them is known as Jessids. We also commonly call it as leaf hopper. There are two different species been observed attacking on cotton crop. The first one is known as Ambrasca devastans or Ambrasca bigetula. The family is Cicadillidae. Order is Hemiptera. It is a polyphagous pest being seen on bhendi, potato, sunflower along with cotton. The seasonal occurrence is in between July to September. And if you see the economic threshold level, it is nearby one nymph or adult per leaf, or we can say as 50 nymphs or adult per 50 leaves, or 25% yellowing or curling from the mid to the upper portion of the plant. If been seen, the management strategies should be adopted. Regarding life cycle, it completes its life cycle in incomplete way, in which the first stage is the egg stage. A single female lays nearby 30 eggs, mostly in the leaf tissues, singly inside the leaf veins, and the incubation period is about 4 to 11 days. The nymphs, which are just similar and smaller than the adults, are wingless, pale green, and mostly walk diagonally. The period is 7 to 21 days, in which it molts for 5 times. The adults are wedged bodied, shaped in nature, 3.5 mm length, pale green with black spot been observed on the forewings and 2 spots been seen on the vertex region. The total life cycle is completed in a very short period of about 2 to 4 weeks. This type of pest damages the crop in a very unique fashion, in which both the nymphs and adults, they initially suck the cell sap from the lower surface of the leaf. While sucking the cell sap, they inject their saliva, which is toxic, in the plant tissues, producing a symptom known as hopper burn, in which the margins turn yellow initially and substantially turn reddish and curl internally. The margins of the leaf get broken or crumbled into pieces when later on crushed. To control or manage this type of pest, initially early sowing and close spacing of cotton should be done just to reduce the infestation if there is relatively a heavy rainfall. Also, setting up light traps to monitor the broods of leaf hopper and to attract and kill them can also be carried out. Releasing of predators such as Chrysoperla carniaca can also be used. Along with that, using of resistant varieties such as MCU3, MCU5 or MCU9 can be adopted. If these control measures are not been sufficient, the last control measure of using of insecticides or pesticide such as monocrotophos 36 WSP at the rate of 1000 ml per hectare, or NSKE 5% at the rate 25 kg per hectare, or endosulfan 35 EC at the rate 1000 ml per 1000 liter of water per hectare can be sprayed for controlling this particular pest. The second major sucking pest observed on cotton is known as red cotton bug. Its scientific name is Dysdergus cingulatus. It falls under the family known as Phyrochoridae and order is Hemiptera. It is an oligophagous pest been observed on bhendi, ambadi and other few Malvasian crops also. If you see the distribution, mostly in India, it has been commonly found in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh. Living apart that, in different countries such as tropical Africa, in tropical Asia, Australia, USA, maybe central or southern part of America in a severe form. Life history. A single female lays near about 100 to 130 eggs which are pale yellow or maybe pale white in color, mostly in the soil near the plants. The nemes, which are somewhat similar to that of the adults, are red, smaller, wingless in color, having a small wing pads of black color been observed with several spots at the margin which are white in color. It molts for 4 times in its lifespan. The adults, which are smaller, 12 to 13 mm in length, reddish in color, expect the eyes, scutellum and the antennas, which are mostly black in color. The black spots are been observed on the forewings with white bands been observed on the abdomen. The total life cycle is been completed in 6 to 8 weeks. This type of pest has a special type of damage been seen on the bolls. Initially, the nymphs and adults suck the cell sap from the leaves, maybe tender stems or shoots, or sometimes the tender balls, due to which terrible vitality of the plant may be observed. Sometimes the attacked balls open badly and produces a lint which is of poor quality. It also feeds on the seeds, due to which there is a lowering of germination percent along with the oil content. Due to the excreta of the insects and introducing of a bacterium known as Nematospora gossypiella, if been crushed along with the neems during the ginning of the cotton lint been present in the bowl, it gets stained naturally. Hence, this particular pest is also been known as the natural cotton stainer. To control this particular pest, the most important management strategy is deep plowing of the field just to expose the eggs being found near the plant surface. Also, a special type of biocontrol agent known as Harpactor costalis, which is a predator mostly on the nymphs and the adults, can be used as it is gregariously been feeding, used commonly. Also, chemical known as fulvalinate 25 EC at the rate 200 to 400 ml per hectare or endosulfan 35 EC at the rate 750 ml per hectare can be used for controlling this pest. The next sucking pest attacking on cotton is known as dusky cotton bug. Its scientific name is Oxycarinus halinipenis. Its family is Ligadidae. Its order is Hemiptera, attacking in different countries such as Africa, Egypt, India, China and Philippines. If you see the host range, it has been found on different fields. Mostly common Malvasian crops are bhendi, hollyhock and cotton. It has been mostly active in between the months of November to February. Life history. The eggs which are mostly cigar shaped, whitish in color and laid in the lints of half opened balls. The incubation period is of 5 to 6 days. The nymphs, which are reddish brown, and later turn dusky brown in color, having a nymphal period of about 2 weeks in which they molt for 6 times. The adults, which are smaller in size, nearby 6 mm in length, dusky in color, and have a transparent membranous wings. If we see the nature of damage, both the nymphs along with the adult, they initially suck the cell sap from the immatured seeds being seen opened by the balls. As a result, the seeds do not develop properly and lose their germination capacity. Besides that, while crushing of the genes, the lengths may be sometimes slightly been stained. Next major sucking pest attacking on cotton is known as thrips. Its scientific name is Thrippis tabaci. Family is Thripidae and it falls under the order known as Thysanoptera. If you see the economic importance, it is a cosmopolitan and polyphagous pest distributed all over the states where the cotton is been grown in India. Found a severe breakout the early stages of the plant growth. If you see the host range mostly been observed on different crops such as cotton, mango, tondli, bottle gourd and guava. If you see the seasonal occurrence, it is mostly been active in the monsoon period or whenever there is a dry spell in between the monsoon. Life history. The females breed in both ways, maybe sexually and mostly parthenogenetically. The common females are only been produced. Eggs made by the female are nearby 30 to 50 in number, mostly in the leaf tissues on the lower surface of the leaf. Incubation period is of 2 to 5 days. The nymphal period is nearly of 7 days in which it molts 3 times. The nymphs are initially very minute, whitish yellow in color, but are wingless in nature. The adults, which are minute, delicate, about 1 mm in length, light yellow in color. The wings, which are mostly fringed and covered with the hairs, whereas the adult female lives for a period of about 10 to 15 days. Total life cycle is been completed in nearby 4 weeks. Nature of damage. This pest has a special type of asymmetrical type of mouthpart known as rasping and sucking type, in which both the nymphs along with the adults, they scarp the epidermal tissues of the leaf, due to which there is a oozed cell sap been observed on the leaf lamina, on which they feed upon. Later on, the attacked leaf turns silvery shiny and brownish in color. If there is excess feeding, it leads to curling of that particular leaf, and later on such plants stunts in size. To manage this particular pest, initially monitoring of the nymphs and the adults from the 14th day after sowing should be done. If the infestation is above ETL level, different types of insecticides such as profenzin 25 SC at the rate 100 ml or profenophos 50 EC at the rate 1000 ml or diphenthrione 50 WP at the rate 600 grams or fipronil 5 SC at the rate 1.5 to 2 liters in 500 liters of water per hectare can be used for controlling this pest. Aphids are another major sucking pest being observed on cotton crop. Its species attacking is Apis gossypi. Family is Aphididae. Order is Hemiptera. The host range is cotton, bhendi, brinjal, chili, guava. If you see a special unique type of life cycle in which parthenogenetic and viviparous type of reproduction is been done. The adults are smaller, greenish brown and soft bodied in color. They have both winged and wingless forms. The females gives birth to nearby 8 to 22 nymphs per day. The nymphs are greenish in color, total wingless in nature, having the cornicle-like outgrowth been seen at the latter side, of having a nymphal period of about 7 to 9 days. The adults survive for a period of about 12 to 20 days. Nature of damage. Both the nymphs and adult initially suck the cell sap from almost all the tender parts of the plant, such as the leaves, twigs, buds, along with certain other plant parts also, due to which the leaf crumbles up at the downward side. Curling is also been seen. In case of indirectly decreasing of cotton fibers, due to which the quality is been reduced. In indirect way, there is a sticky outgrowth been observed on the outer side of maybe on the leaf or ball section, on which a mold like growth is been observed due to the honeydew like sugary substances been deposited by this particular pest. Hence, there is a complete reduction in the reproductive growth of such bolls. For managing this particular pest, monitoring of nymphs and the adults in early seasons can be done mostly after 14th day of sowing. Conserving of natural enemies such as Monochilus sexmaculatus along with Coccinella, Spectum punctata or Aphilinus malvi, or another species is Aphilinus flevipens can be also used. Insecticides mostly been used for controlling the Jasids can be used for controlling the same aphids also. The last most common pest been observed attacking on cotton is known as mealybug. Its scientific name is Phenacoccus solane. It falls under the family known as Pseudococcidae and order is Hemiptera. It has a unique type of life cycle in which the total body is been covered by a waxy filament, has a long tail and strips are not been seen on the body. The eggs as well as the crawlers are initially pink and measures merely 0.3 mm in length. The immature females initially are grayish pink with waxy coating been present on the body. The adult females are 2.5 to 4 mm in length, having soft body, elongated and oval and slightly flattened in shape. Adult males have one pair of simple wings with long antenna and white waxy filament projected posteriorly without mouth parts. Mostly this pest whenever attack on the crop, they come together in a form of coagulation and they start sucking the cell sap from that particular part. Mostly in the vegetative phases, there are symptoms after sucking such as leaf curling, distorting or bushy shoot, crinkling, or maybe twisted or bunchy leaves may be observed as the attack is been done in a common way. Also, plants become stunted and in severe cases it totally dries out. If the infestation is at the latter season during the reproductive plant growth stage, mostly there may be opening of the balls been observed, reduction of the plant vigor may be seen. Also in early crop sequences there are severe yield loss been observed due to the attack of this particular pest. To manage this particular pest, initially destruction of its alternative weed host from the bunds maybe water channels or wasteland should be done. Border crops such as pigeon pea, bajra or maize can be adopted just to reduce its attack. Botanical insecticides such as NSK 5% at the rate 50 ml per liter along with neem oil at the rate 5 ml per liter, detergent powder at the rate 1 gram per liter is to be mixed to gain good results. Parasitoid such as Cryptolomus montiseri adult maybe the grub at the rate 10 per plants should be made available for controlling this particular pest. Biopesticide such as Verticillium licuni at the rate 10 gram per liter or Breviaria bassiana at the rate 10 ml per liter can also be found successfully. These particular pests are not still been controlled. The insecticides such as Acipate 75 sp at the rate 2 kilograms or Bifrofenzin 25 sc at the rate 2 liters per hectare can also be used. In initial phase, if the infestation is above hazardous level, you can utilize quinolphos 25 EC or chlorpyrifos 20 EC for controlling this particular pest. So friends, this is the end of the major pest observed on cotton crop. Good day.